All right, hi guys. Yeah, so I know I make a video just about once a week, every Sunday. And for the most part that's doable, but lately I've been finding it really hard to find time. Just plain old time to come out here and do this. So this guy is done. All right, well he's done as far as all the um printing and design and all that stuff. And he will go on top of this VCR bearing really well. I need to get better screws. You can see I got a collection of different screw sizes. Um, I don't even think I need nuts on the bottom of them, but I don't want to present it like this. And then I have, because this design is totally different than the other one, then this guy right here, um, oh no, I'm sorry, not that one. What am I talking about? Then the other one that I did, where is that? Oh, that was this guy right here. Because the thickness of this separator piece is different size, I have to make these little top hats. See if you can see it there. And they fit right on there really nice because I like my shit to look good. Anyway, that guy's done. I just need to finally finish and putting it together. So a while ago, I made a rodent coil, or a star rodent coil, I guess you'd call it. And I encased it in resin, but it turns out I didn't put nearly enough wire in there. So this really, I mean, it works, but it barely works. So I went on Thingiverse and I found a jig that I was able to print, download, and print. And I had to actually print out these little support pieces and glue them against the back of these 12 prongs. So because I know when I wind, I kind of wind tight. And I downloaded a pattern. Here's the star rodent pattern. So one starts here, and it goes like this, like this, like this, like this, so forth and so on. So I'm going to build another one of these guys, but this time do it right. But I got a question, and it's always confused me, and that is the size of the wire to use for a coil. So I was looking at Sky Collection's last video, which I really appreciated him making, showing how he winds those beautiful coils so perfectly. And I had no idea that he put a separator paper in between each layer. That, in theory, makes it a lot easier to make a perfect coil. Of course, he has patience, something that I don't have. But it would make it a lot easier. And I was able to glean from that video when he showed those two massive coil spools that he winds from. And it looks like when he was making his bifilar coil, it looks like he uses gauge 23 and 21. 23 is probably the trigger winding, and 21 is probably the run winding. So my question is, what is the best gauge for making a single coil? I'm not so much worried about a bifilar coil, but if I was to make a single coil, whether it be, where is that puppy? Well, whether it be a coil like this or a coil like this. This, I believed I used 22 gauge because it's pretty heavy. But overall, for best practices, for just general everyday pulse motor usage, is 23 a good size to kind of stick with, because if it is, I'm going to buy a big roll. I also made a jig, a little coil winding jig, to make those little coils, those little triangular shaped coils. And I printed this jig out, and I can wrap it to make the coils for this guy, because I'm going to have, 6 coils on a platter on the top and the bottom for maximum output. But yeah, I know that higher gauge or finer gauge wire will produce more voltage but less amps, less current. And a thicker gauge wire will produce less voltage but more current. So I'm thinking 23 is probably a good in the middle of the road size. So, if you care, just let me know your thoughts. 23 or is 24 a good size, or should I go 21, or should I go higher, 28? I think 28 is a little too fine. I'm thinking either 23 or 24 is probably perfect for, again, a single coil wire. A bifilar coil, I'm not too worried about. I would need to know what the primary coil would be, which would be the thicker gauge. And then the trigger coil, I can make that out of just about anything. But yeah, so I don't know I don't know if this is all I'm gonna do today. Just showing you guys this stuff. I'm thinking about hooking up 3 circuits to this bad boy and see how it runs. Because so far I've only ever hooked up 1 or 2. And I do have 3 JL94 circuits. And so that's what I had originally set this up to do. Can't believe how nice that came out. Very cool. It does make a lot of noise, but it does flow freely. Here, let me fix this so you can see that. Yeah, it does flow nice and freely. Anyway, I got a few things going on. I'm hopefully going to wrap this guy sooner than later. I know he's kind of a small coil compared to the last one I did, but I wanted something small and compact. Now that I'm thinking about it and looking at it, when I wrap it, this may be too small. There's not enough separation between the tines for the wire. Well, yeah, if I build it up, it should be all right. I'm not even sure if you guys saw any of that, because I'm terrible at taking videos. But I'm thinking maybe these are too close together. But I think it'll be all right. I'm going to give it a try anyway. All right. Maybe after I finish gluing this guy, because I want to put an extra layer of glue on there. I was actually thinking about making a casting of this. And, but I think this will be strong enough with the support pieces in here. PLA is not a very strong resin, but I only print in PLA, because printing in PTGG or ABS, I mean, I could. I've never done it. I like PLA. It's simple, but I should have made this like out of ABS plastic. Anyway, ciao. Yep, it's definitely loud, but I have the 3 circuits on there. So these 2 circuits don't have an output. This one does, but it doesn't seem to be putting anything out. So I'm not sure if it's because it's just not enough voltage. Now, let me shut it off. So it works great with the 3 circuits. All 3 are connected in parallel through the power. And this is, like I said, is the only one that has the actual output to this LED strip. but it wasn't producing anything. Let me try to run it with just that LED, with just that one circuit and see what happens. Hold tight. Yeah, so it turns out that one JL94 circuit that does have the output wasn't working. As you can see, it's working, and this is only at 11 volts, and that's the way it should be going. Here, hold on, let me... Yeah, so that other JL94 circuit, where is it? Oh, this one here. Yeah, there's something wrong with it. I'll have to figure it out. I don't really know what it is. But this one does work, and it has the output. And so with all three of them, here, let me get the stand for this thing so I can... let me pop that in the stand. Beautiful. So yeah, so I've got the 3 circuits in parallel, and this is at 11 volts. And it is screaming at 11 volts. There's 10 volts. There's 9 volts, and it's still going really good. If I bring it up to, there's 12 volts, 12.4 volts. Yeah, it's screaming all right. That's the way this thing should be running, with 3 circuits in parallel. Now I got to figure out what's wrong with this circuit, why it's not working. It might be something as simple as a disconnected wire underneath here. Yeah, this looks like it might be. Oops. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, that's the first time I had this puppy running with 3 circuits. Again, connected in parallel via power. That thing ran good. It was running so hard it almost fell off the table. And it's still in good shape. Here, let's run that again. And here's the load off of that one. I don't know if you guys can even pick that up. That's 12.5 volts. The circuits are all still nice and cool. I got to figure out what's wrong with this puppy. I've repaired them before. Let's see how low voltage we can get it still going. There's 9 volts. There's 8 volts. It looks like it's still going pretty good. There's 7.8 volts. 7.7, 7.6. There's 7 volts exactly. That looks like it might be the lower limit. I mean, there's 6.5. It's still going and it's still producing output. That thing is working great, man. Spaceman, your design. Remember how long it took us? We went from having gears So both of us figuring out those gears are probably not the best idea to like 10 different prototypes before we finally settled on this bad boy and we built it. Yeah, so this guy is cool, man. What is this over here? Oh, anyway. Yeah, it's in beautiful shape. Works great. I don't dare take it apart to do anything. Anyway, that's probably all I'm going to get for today because I really don't know if I'm going to be able to get this guy up and running. I do want to fix a bunch of things first. But yeah, I wanted to try this puppy with the 3circuits. Still wondering what the heck is wrong with this guy. I really don't know how to check these transistors. I'll have to look online to figure out how to do that. Anyway, there you go. Ciao. So I don't remember if this was the one that I had to replace the capacitor. I'm pretty sure the JL9493 trans are fine. So I think what I'll do is I'll replace one component at a time, try it. If it doesn't work, replace the next component, try it. If it doesn't work, but I don't remember, and I forget how to check capacitance on a capacitor. I think I just used my meter and set it to resistance. Yeah, or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'll look it up. Because everything seems to be okay. These need to be replaced because I've used them so much that the screws for the lockdown for the little block don't even work anymore. Because I just tried it again and it kind of worked, but not really. I know that the output's working, so I know that the diode is good. So it's either going to be the transistor is shot, which I don't think. It's probably the capacitor. Yeah, it's probably what it is. Ciao.